Hello, Chris.
Hello, Candace. Good to be back with you.
Yes, and guess what? We have a visitor today. Say hello, Celso.
Hey guys.
Hello, Celso.
You are, that's a dad
I just
joke right
like I
there.
just like saying it. So,
Well, I
Dad joke.
appreciate both of you saying it right. So thank you. This is off to a great start.
So we're going to do a North Carolina review for Celso because he has been working so hard and he just needs to pass this North Carolina side. So I decided to come up with some fill in the blanks to kind of help see what he knows, and he can ask questions and we can discuss what people need to know when it comes to this icky North Carolina side. Now there's 80 questions, are there not, Chris? 80 questions on the state?
60 on the state,
60?
right?
That's right,
60 on
60.
state, 80 on the national.
60 is state and 80 is national. I knew I wasn't crazy. Well, not for that reason. So everything we're talking about today is just for North Carolina. So anybody watching this and you do other states with me, go away. This is not for you. This will mess you up on your state exam. So let's go with number one. And Chris, we can take turns reading. So it's not always me, but I'll start. Provisional broker requirements. In North Carolina, newly licensed real estate agents are called blank brokers and must be supervised by a blank. So before we answer Celso, any clue
Any clue
to
before?
what
Yeah,
goes in the
and
blank?
I might go with the actually bolded, high, big word in the beginning of the sentence.
Okay.
Provisional broker.
I see what you did there. Yep, provisional. Brokers must be supervised by whom?
A BIC.
A
Be
BIC.
a
Very
broker in
good.
charge.
There you go. Good job.
To remove provisional status, a provisional broker must complete how many hours of post-license education?
8 hours?
No,
16 the first time, right?
no. Now, 8 hours
Mhm.
does have to go with something, but Chris, what does 8 hours go with?
That's going to be your continuing ed. That provisional brokers won't have to worry about that until their second renewal. But that's a interesting point, Celso, right? So with the S on the front. Um, this is something that a lot of people get confused because exactly like you did, they start reaching into their brain to figure out, I've got these numbers, I've got these numbers. We're going to run into that again here in just a moment.
Okay, so it's actually going to be 90 hours of post-licensing. It's 90 hours of post-licensing. It is 3 30-hour classes. And you got to take it how soon, Chris?
Within 18 months. Did you
Yep.
know that one, Celso?
I did. I totally forgot it was
Okay.
the 90 hours, but I knew something had to be done in 18 months and I had to get it done. Now I
Yeah.
remember.
Couple of points to make there. It's so easy. I don't know why, but it's so easy to say 180 days. But I don't know why that gets in my mind. But 18 months is the correct answer. And the other thing that's important, Candace, is to know when the 18 months starts.
Oh, and I think it tells us at least blank post-licensing courses may be completed annually within 3 years. Well, that's old. That is old. That was what happens when you use ChatGPT.
Oh my goodness, ChatGPT messed
Uh,
up.
Hey, look,
Shocking.
this is why we always tell people you got to take it with a grain of salt.
So
That's
you're saying you did that on purpose to see if they would
Yes,
catch it?
I did. I did
Oh,
that on
brilliant,
purpose in
actually.
case you're studying with ChatGPT. We used to have 3 years. Now you got 18 months from, and I think what you're trying to say there, Chris, is initial licensure.
That's
So when
exactly
you
correct.
pass this exam, so in September, you're going to have 18 months from that date to get all of those classes in. But I would highly suggest that you do it sooner because you'll have things like the CD you have to go over and, just making sure you understand how agency works in real life. So there you go. All right, Chris,
Makes sense.
you read number two.
All right. Pre-licensing education per North Carolina General Statute 93A-4A. Individuals must successfully complete a blank hour broker pre-license course before applying for a North Carolina broker license.
Ooh,
The 75-hour.
Perfect.
75 hours. Perfect.
Now, it doesn't matter what your school teaches. The law requires the 75 hours.
Mhm. And next sentence, Chris.
After passing the state exam, applicants are initially issued a blank broker license.
Provisional broker
Very
There you
license.
good.
go. Little bit of repetition never hurts.
Well,
Oh,
it doesn't
good.
because people forget. They forget. They're like, how come my license isn't active? Because you're provisional. All right. Number three, broker in charge eligibility. To become BIC eligible, a broker must hold an active broker license without blank status. Now, first, I want to make
Without,
sure, are you comfortable with the concept of broker in charge eligibility?
yeah, I get a little confused, but is this the one where without an active status and have 2 years of full?
Yeah, you're close. Well, first
Okay,
explain to me what does it mean to be broker in charge eligible?
that you're not a provisional broker.
Not
You're
quite. So, broker in charge is all about the eligibility. I know that you know in order to practice, there usually needs to be a broker in charge. Most cases, there are some exceptions. And so if you have a firm, so Chris at some point has been BIC of a firm. And if something were to happen to Chris and he lost his license, or God forbid, he won the lottery without me and went off and just said, I don't want to do this anymore, that firm needs a BIC, somebody who can step in. He could have somebody who's already got all of it set up and like almost like an understudy where they could step in and be like, okay, I'm BIC now. So it's like you do all the requirements, but you're not BIC yet. You're just waiting in the wings to become a BIC. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Now, I do want to add one thing to that, though, Candace, just for to be put a fine point on it. BIC eligible means you've met all the requirements and filled out a form to the
Hmm.
commission declaring that you have that stat. In other words, anybody in the office that has 2 years full-time experience and broker status could theoretically do this, but to be BIC eligible, that means they have already filled out the form and sent it into the commission.
Hmm. So you have to hold a active broker license without provisional status.
Provisional status
We
and
like that
two
word
years.
provisional. Yes. And 2 years full-time experience or how many part-time?
Was it 4 years or
Yes.
part-time
4
brokerage?
years part-time within the previous 5 years. That's an important number to remember. And Chris, there's a number that they say, a number of hours that they use.
Yeah, when you talk about the number of hours of full-time experience, the Real Estate Commission considers 50 hours a week times 50 weeks a year times 40 hours a week is 2,000 hours. So times two would be 4,000. So basically, if you're part-time, it would be 20 hours a week times 10, wait a minute, 50 times 20 would be 1,000 hours times two. And then, of course, you would do that 4 times.
Yeah.
So 1,000 hours a year times four would be the same 4,000 hours. That's kind of the logic behind that.
For those of us that don't do numbers, 4,000. Great.
There you go.
4,000. The broker must also complete a how many hour broker in charge course, Mr. Celso?
16? Man, I really get the 8 and the 16s all mixed up. All right, sorry.
How long
Lower,
is it, Chris?
lower, 12 hours. It's a
12 hours.
12-hour broker in charge course.
Hmm. Now, eight, I would encourage you to do is like, you know, that eight has to do with CE. And then 16, that would be if you missed, I'm trying to think, if you missed 2 years of CE.
Well, if you were missed a year of CE,
Well, yeah. So if you've,
yeah. If you have a
yeah.
CE deficit, if you have a
Hmm.
CE deficit, there you go.
Yep. So if you miss, let's say, so this past June 10th, 2025, you needed to take your 8 hours of CE. And if you missed it, what you're going to have to do is take last year's 8 plus this year's 8.
Okay, got it.
And that's where you get this 16 from. Make more sense now?
Yeah.
Cool. So you have to complete a 12-hour broker in charge course no earlier than 1 year prior or how many blank days after being designated a BIC.
180.
It's not 180, it's 100 and go for it, Chris.
120 days. 120
120.
days.
And what I like to do is in my mind, I connect the one and the two and the one and the two. So the 120 and the 12, I think of those numbers going together.
Yeah, and it's also as you're practicing, one of the things I talk to my students about is just the idea of numerology. Just when you get bored and you've been studying the same things the same ways, just take out a piece of paper and say, what does three mean? What does five mean? What does 10 mean? What does, just go all the way down your list. And it kind of changes up the way you're studying a little bit.
And I'm pretty sure you have my list of all the important numbers,
Oh
don't you,
yeah.
Celso? So
Okay.
you can
Oh
use
yeah.
that to check yourself
Mm.
before you wreck yourself.
Got it.
That was terrible. I'm sorry. All right. Big responsibilities. Chris, it's on you.
A broker in charge is responsible for ensuring all brokers at the office maintain blank and current licenses. Let's stop there and I'll finish the sentence. What goes in that blank?
Maintain active.
There you go.
Yes.
There you
All
go.
right.
Active and current licenses. Supervising blank.
Brokers or provisional brokers.
I have to remember what the question said now. A broker in charge is responsible for ensuring all brokers at the office active like yes. Supervising PBs,
Mhm.
maintaining blank.
What do they have to do?
Paperwork, document,
Oh,
maintaining.
you're on the right. You're on the right
Mhm.
track.
So you're
Yeah.
actually retaining required records for
Oh,
some
I didn't
years,
see
but
that. So
mhm.
Maintaining.
all right,
Accounting.
Candace,
Yeah,
help us on
Yeah,
this.
help me there.
something to do with monies.
Okay. I see where it's
Accounting, maintaining funds.
Trust accounts.
maintain a
All
trust account.
right,
There you go.
jeez, I knew it too. I just couldn't get there. And
That's okay.
retain required record for, is it 3 years? Like us as brokers?
Yep.
Yep.
3 years. 3 years. Go for it, Chris.
The broker in charge must notify the commission within blank days of no longer serving as BIC.
Obviously, I'm bad with the numbers. It's either the 90 or the 120, right?
How
Now
many
this is
days do you have to tell them if you've changed your
Oh,
address?
30 days? 60 days.
this one
Lower.
can be a relatively short time.
Oh, really? The big one's notified the commission within 14 days. 10 days.
10 days.
10 days. And the
I need
good
to
thing
go
about
study my
that is,
numbers.
yeah, that's going to be consistent with changing your name, changing your address, changing, the company that you're with. So that one's going to be fairly consistent once you get that. And then finally, each real estate blank or sole proprietorship must have a designated broker in charge for each office.
Each real estate office or real estate.
I think what they're looking for there is firm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
All
So big
right.
responsibilities. Okay. Good.
Post-licensing deadlines. If a provisional broker fails to complete all 3 post-licensing courses within how many months was it? You got this. You got this.
We just did this.
I
Complete
know.
all 3 pool licensing course within
Less than 20.
18 months.
18 months.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Initial
18 months
licensure.
of initial licensure.
Can I also point out that
Mhm.
I'm struggling to answer that as I have it written down on the paper from when we just did it wrong. Oh my
Well,
gosh, you're right in front of me.
you've also psyched yourself out a little bit with numbers. So once you get a chance to sit back and
Oh,
look at these, they'll become automatic to you.
Mhm.
all
I
right.
think what Chris said is perfect. You get nervous with the numbers, but I know you know them. So just kind of let them flow. Or what you can do when you get to the test is write down those important numbers like 18, 10. Like you could make yourself a little like a mental checklist.
Yeah.
And then you can, what is it called, Chris? There's a word when you go into the test and you write it all down quickly. It's
Writing it all down quickly. That's what I call
okay.
it.
There's a name for it, but yes, we'll go with the Chris write it down all quickly. And that way you don't have to be nervous about it anymore. You know you got it when you first walked in. All
Brain
right.
dump. Brain dump. Is that
Brain
what it
dump.
was?
See,
There
I
you
knew
go.
there was a term for it, a brain dump of all those numbers. And I can help you come up with a little chart that you can memorize and be like, blue, 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 blue. All right. So if you don't take your post licensing courses within 18 months, what happens to your license? It goes on what? What are they?
Inactive.
In inactive status.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes. The initial licensure date is determined by the date the license is blank, whether it was ever activated, whether or not it was ever activated.
The license is
And I think I'm going to use the word given or received or earned.
okay. Yeah,
So
I was going to say issued.
yep,
I was about to say
issued.
approved. I just wasn't sure. Okay.
Yep. And that's just remember when you pass, let's say you pass on September 15th, that is the start date of your 18 months. We don't care if you wait 6 months to go find a BIC, you're going to start
Gotcha.
18 months from that day. So, commission rules do not allow for a blank of time for any reason to complete post licensing education.
Extension.
Yeah, good job.
Mhm. There will be no extensions for this, for CE. They even with everything you've got going on, they'd be like, nope, got to get it done. All right, Chris, go with number 6.
All right, trust account requirements, my favorite. In North Carolina, client funds must be deposited in a trust account at a blank insured institution. That's a little tricky.
It is tricky.
And I know this account at
Think
a
not.
federally insured
There you
institution.
go.
There you go.
A federally insured institution. Go for it,
Perfect.
Chris.
Perfect. The broker in charge is responsible for blank, the trust account monthly. Broker in charge is responsible
Or
for blank, the trust account monthly.
so I mean, I know, is it the accounting of it, the uh not I know the word's not accounting, but like the summary of it, the balance of it, checking to make sure.
Yeah, you're on the right path.
What word would you use, Chris?
I would use reconciling.
Yep.
That's the word. Reconcile.
Which the other good thing is that on the test, obviously, you don't have to come up with the words because you're
Multiple
given the
choice,
options.
yeah.
So it makes it a little.
When I see the reconciling, and then I also start thinking about, wait, who else does reconciling? It made me start thinking about like at the closing documents. So it's like when I see certain words, it then opens up like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So that
And
was
I
one of
love
those.
that
Okay.
because you're right. You reconcile the CD, then isn't that the word used at the end of appraisals? They reconcile all
Appraisal
the
too,
data.
right? Yeah.
So there's lots of times we use the word reconcile. Go for it, Chris, from here, the
Uh,
sentence.
tr Trust accounts must be blank from the broker's operating accounts.
Separate.
Separate's
Hmm.
good on that. Yep, yep. Commingling client funds with personal or business funds is ground for blank action.
Um, Trying to look for grounds for disciplinary action.
Perfect, perfect. This is hard, Candace, when you have to come up with the actual word.
I know.
Records related to trust accounts must be retained for how many years?
3 years.
From when?
I know this. 3 years the last, oh,
You're on
from
the
the
right track.
last signature on it, from the last time.
I'm going to help you. The date from the date of last activity.
Right, there we go.
So, Chris,
Date of
why is
last
that
activity.
important?
Where are you going with that question about why is that important? My initial comment with that would be a lot of people say from the date of closing, and a deal doesn't always close, but you still have to have a starting date. There's some deals where there might be fights about the trust account. And if the money's sitting in your trust account, technically your 3 years haven't started yet. So the last day that you do business with them, the last activity. Is that where you were going, Candace?
Yep, that's exactly where I was going.
Perfect.
I love
Yeah,
how you can read my
that's why I was
mind.
saying last signature. Like I was trying last time someone looked at, like I couldn't figure out
That's okay.
activity. Thank you.
So, continuing education. After removing provisional status, North Carolina brokers must complete how many hours of continuing education annually before license renewal? And that's what?
Okay, so is this the 8 hours of
Yes.
continuing education
Perfect.
annually before license
Mhm.
renewal?
And it's going to be before your second renewal.
Right. Okay.
Right? Because before you renew the first time, you don't need to take it. Between your first renewal and your second renewal, that's that year period where you'll have to take it.
Got it.
Is that how you explain it, Chris?
Yes.
Okay. This must include a mandatory blank hour general blank course approved by the commission.
4 hour?
Yes.
Because
And it's
is
a
it that the other
general.
four is like elective? Is that what it is? I'm trying to remember.
Yes, the other four is the elective.
Okay. So the general update
Yes.
course.
See, you do know this stuff. It's just hidden away in your brain where it's our job to kind of mine it out. CE courses must be completed by what date of the 10th of the license year? What date? What month?
What month?
June 10th of
Perfect.
Yep.
licensure, right?
Perfect.
Now, I don't believe that it talks about this, but here's a bonus question. Call this the bonus. If you miss the June 10th, so let's say me, I'm already licensed, I'm done, even though as a teacher, I have to take it. Let's say I miss our next June 10th, so that would be 6/10/26. I miss my date. On what date? I don't take CE. When will my license go inactive? Is it on the 11th?
No. Is this the July 30th? Or is that's when it comes to the renewal? Okay, so yeah, I guess it would go in. Wait,
Well, Chris, you want to
it
tell
would
them?
go inactive on the 11th.
Well,
No,
it'll
15th.
actually go inactive on July 1st. And think
Okay.
about what's going on. And one of the things I tell my classes is that June is the end of the commission's fiscal year. And so they stop CE on the 10th, which
Okay.
gives them plenty of time to process the records. And then obviously, of course, you have to pay your fees by June 30th. So technically, even if you screwed up on June 10th, you could work for another 20 days while they're wrapping up their fiscal year. But on July 1st, you would be inactive because there's a blackout period on CE between June 11th and June 30th. You couldn't take CE then if you tried.
Exactly. All right. I think that's everything there.
Okay.
Moving on.
All right.
A blank
So now-
broker has completed all post-licensing requirements and
Hey,
can
you took
work.
mine. I'm the
Oh,
even
sorry.
one.
I'm
You're the
sorry.
odd
I'm
number.
sorry. Go for it.
License types and status. A blank broker has completed all post-license requirements and can work blank or under a BIC. Take them however you want to, Celso.
Okay. A provisional broker has completed all. Nope. Wait. A blank broker has completed all post-licensing requirements and can work blank or under a BIC. A, I guess would it be real estate broker has no, because you're not a real estate broker.
So what do we call it? What's the name of your license once you're not provisional?
Is it just a broker?
Yes. I think what they're looking there for is non-provisional.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
kind of like
That's the
Celso on that one, though. That's on the test questions. That one always bothers me a little bit because they use non-provisional, and I see the word provisional, and my mind gets focused on that. But a non-provisional broker is what I refer to as a full broker, and what you refer to as a broker. So,
Hmm.
okay.
It's
So
all the
a
same.
broker should a full broker, a non-provisional broker has completed all post-licensing requirements and can work solely or under a BIC, can
Yeah.
work
So I'm going to
as a
use the word
proprietor
independently,
yeah.
independently.
but solely, by yourself, you can work. You don't have to have a BIC if you're a
Right.
full broker. Now, there's some rules. You can't advertise, you can't handle trust monies, but can't have other people working with you. But if, as long as you don't break those rules, you don't have to have a BIC if you're a full or non-provisional broker.
Cool.
Continue, Chris. You're right
A-
here.
Yep, yep. A provisional broker must be affiliated with and supervised by a what?
BIC,
There you go. Let's keep going. To maintain blank status.
active,
Perfect. Perfect. Good job. License status can be active, blank, or expired.
inactive,
I assume that's what they're going for there.
Mhm.
Okay.
I always think of active and inactive or current versus expired.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering there is whether that would fit, but I like it the way it is. So let's stay
Mhm.
that. To reactivate an inactive license, let's see, to reactivate an inactive license, a broker must complete any missing blank education and pay applicable fees.
um, any mandatory or course or general education. It would be any
You
of
know,
those three words.
Yeah, I would say you don't actually need this
CE
blank here,
education,
but I think
because
it was going
I,
for CE. And
CE.
you
I think that's
also,
what
if you're, you said what, Chris?
I'm thinking the same thing that you're going. They could have left the blank out.
Yeah, I mean, if you were provisional, you'd have to take your post licensing. You got to within the 18 months, but they could have just any missing education.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I was thinking.
All right. My turn.
Yep.
North Carolina recognizes seller agency, buyer agency, and blank agency relationships.
Dual.
Dual, because we know we don't practice transactional broker. I think we should, but we don't. Agents must provide it says brochure, but what do you have to give about agency disclosure?
Working with real estate agents,
Yes, the
disclosure form. Yeah.
working with real estate agents, fit it all in then. And when do you have to give it?
First substantial contact.
Yes. And for bonus points, can you tell me what is first substantial contact?
When information of a buyer is being shared, before it's being shared, of
Hmm.
anything discussing the property or their finances, anything like that.
Yeah, before any confidential or financial information is shared. Dual agency requires written blank from both parties.
An agreement, written
Mhm.
signatures.
And creates limitations on the agent's ability to blank.
Um, ability to, what's the word I'm looking for? I know you're looking for specific. Creates limitation on the agent's ability to be fair to both sides. I'm looking for, like, it limits his
However you want to
ability.
say it's fine.
Yeah, it limits his ability to his fiduciary abilities to both of them, or like,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, so I
Like the
would
cookie one
say,
that you guys always give the example, the parent with the cookie and want to have the cookie for both kids.
well, you can't, it limits your ability to, you know what? I like what you
Make
said,
them
to
both happy.
provide full fiduciary service. Now, Chris, what do I mean when I say it limits the ability to provide full fiduciary services?
But the interesting thing about it is agency, so you're still going to owe most of your fiduciary services, but there will be one major one that you can't do, and that's you
Loyalty.
cannot negotiate for either party. You can't advance the interests of one party over the other. So in dual agency, it is a limitation.
Hmm. No helping or hurting, right? So you lose sole representation. If you're the client and you choose dual agency, just dual agency, plain old dual agency, you're going to lose sole representation. An agent acting as a dual agent must remain what? and cannot disclose confidential information without permission.
Neutral?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would use. Oh,
How do you spell
sorry.
neutral? N.
N-E-U, neutral. Hold on.
Sure. I can always never remember which letter goes first there. All right. Now, just as a side note, if I said what are the types of agency that the working with real estate agents goes over, we've got single agency or exclusive agency. You got dual agency. You have designated dual agency. And do you know what that last one would be?
Is it also something with dual agency? Like
Well, it's
dual
going to be
designated
an
agency?
unrepresented customer.
Oh. Oh,
So
okay.
when you give the working with real estate agents disclosure, I like to call it like a menu. You're saying, hey, our office, well, it'll list like these are the different types of office our firm types of office. These are the types of agency our firm provides. When you give the working with real estate agents, you're giving them a menu of what is available, but you don't choose which one they want on it. Does that make sense?
Yes, 100%.
So if you were working with me as potentially a buyer, I would say, here's the working with real estate agents. My firm practices single agency, dual agency, designated agency, and I could work with you as an unrepresented customer. Later on, we'll decide, or we could decide now what you want. But right now I have to give this form to you and I'm going to ask you to sign it just as proof that I explained it to you. Then we'll talk about, then we'll settle down on what it is you want right now. Okay, number 10, Chris, go.
All right. Firm licensing. Real estate blank must obtain a firm license from the commission to conduct business in North Carolina. I think this is a redundant word here, isn't it?
Real
Well,
estate firms must obtain a firm
Okay.
I was
license.
going to say, how about entities?
Okay.
Okay, I see.
So real estate entities must obtain a firm license from the commission to conduct business. So, Chris, what are our types of entities?
Well, commonly you see LLCs. Occasionally you'll see some type of corporation. And this also would include partnerships. Did I miss anything?
And I don't think you missed anything. And no matter whether it's an LLC or corporation or a partnership, Chris, there has to be what designated?
There has to be a qualifying broker if there is an entity.
And I
I
like to
guess
think of
that's
the qualifying broker as the BIC of the BICs. All right, go
Um,
for it.
Also on this, very tricky, it may come up here in just a moment, but very tricky. An entity could be as small as one person. So in other words, it could be a one person LLC, but it still needs a firm license, even if it's only one person, because it is an entity, as opposed to a sole proprietorship, which doesn't need a firm license because it's not an entity, although a sole proprietorship could have 40 people if they wanted to. So there is a little trick that we twist on that question. Okay.
okay.
Each firm
Chris,
must designate at least one blank for each office location.
Vic,
yes.
qualified broker. Yeah.
Well, since you said qualifying broker, you only need one qualifying broker
For the
for the
firm,
firm.
and then each spot needs a Vic.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha.
Sole proprietors operating independently must be licensed as both a blank. I think we might have a mistake here,
Yeah, I think
Candace.
that's a mistake. So sole proprietors do not need to be licensed as a firm. Sure. I was
They
just
would
testing you, Chris.
they would operate under their individual license.
Hmm.
Okay, good, good. Firm licenses must be blank annually by blank. This is kind of vague, but you'll see
Licenses
where it's going in just a
must
moment.
be renewed
There you go.
annually by the qualifying broker or the BIC or the
Think of a
firm.
date.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go with the dates.
You got it.
June. June. We had one, but just did this. June. You got me.
You have it. Guess, take a guess. It's just off the top of your head.
June 14th.
I didn't mean that far off the top of your head. Is it June 10th or is it June 30th? June 10th or
Uh,
June 30th? Look at your
Wait,
notes.
annually by, yeah, June 30th, right?
Yeah, there you
Because
go.
July, that's the end of the fiscal year. All right, I got to
There you
remember.
go.
If I flip the page one, I can see the last one.
I mean, you said
All right.
14. Let's see. What does 14 go to? What do we use the number
I can't
14?
think. I
Oh,
can't think of 14. It's 2 weeks, so there's that.
I
Uh,
mean, 2 weeks. We do use 14 for something. What do we use 14 for,
and
Chris?
we used to, but I don't know that we do anymore.
Yeah, we do because that's how many days if you get a letter
Oh, the letter of inquiry. Okay,
from the commission. So
very
you're
good.
not crazy. If you got in trouble, let's say Chris was your BIC, because you wouldn't get in trouble if you were my provisional broker. But if Chris was your BIC and he was slack in your provisional, you and he separately would have to respond back in writing to this letter of inquiry that they would send out. It used to be called the brown envelope, but now it's emailed. But either way, you have to respond within 14 days. So that number does belong to something, just not that block. Another one.
All right.
Okay.
Quick
Is
point on that
mhm.
one is that people that have firms, agents that have firms, have to renew not only their firm license but also their individual license.
Yep, you got to renew both firm and individual. Chris, you always talk about how my notes are all over the place when I finish, but you see how they get there.
Today you're saying it's my fault, right?
Today, it's your fault. It's always your fault, Chris. Have you learned nothing in the what 15 years I've known you? Good gosh. 11, advertising requirements. All real estate advertising in North Carolina must include the blank name as it appears on the license.
So on this one, is it the firms, the brokers, right? The broker's firm. You need to
Yeah,
have that on the
it
advertising.
needs to have the firm's name. Although this is a little, I think this sentence is a little vague. So
Yeah.
you can have either the name or the name of the firm as it appears on the license. So like you need to be able to identify the firm, or it can have who the BIC is. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Hmm.
All right. Provisional brokers advertising must be under the direct blank of their BIC.
Supervision.
Mhm.
Good.
And I'm going to say supervision and approval. Everybody, not just provisional brokers, but everybody needs to get all advertising approved by their BIC. Blanks that don't identify the advertiser as a blank are prohibited.
Ads that don't identify the advertiser as a blank,
There's a
as
word for that.
a blind ads
Yes.
that don't identify the advertiser as a realtor or as an agent are
As a
prohibited.
licensee. Yep, very good. Team advertising must include both the firm name and the team name. Electronic advertising is subject to the same blank as print advertising.
The same laws slash rules,
I would say
guidelines.
standards,
Okay.
guidelines. Is this starting to come back to you now?
Yep, some of it.
But it's giving
Ask me
you
a
a good
number,
idea.
14. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Just eventually the answer will be 14. Go for it, Chris.
All right. Property management in North Carolina. Property management activities require a real estate blank in North Carolina.
Real estate license in North
Very good.
Carolina.
Good, good. Management agreements must be in blank and specify the manager's duties and compensation.
Must be in writing.
There you go. Security deposits must be placed in a trust account within blank banking days of receipt. Actually, let me finish this whole
3.
thing because there's two conditions here. Security
Okay.
deposits must be placed in a trust account within blank banking days of receipt or blank of acceptance, depending on the type of trust monies. So the answer is going to be the same.
Mhm.
Is it 3 banking days?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
Go back to it real
Yeah.
quickly,
hmm
Candace, just so we can identify the fact that so as it's not confusing, depending on what the type of monies they are. If it's a security deposit and it's a check, it's 3 days from acceptance. But if it were in fact
Okay.
cash, then it would be 3 banking days from the day you got it in your hands, receipt.
Gotcha. Okay,
hmm
cool.
Yep. 13, commission discipline process. Shouldn't it be disciplinary? I don't know. The North Carolina Real Estate Commission can impose sanctions, including license blank, suspension, or blank.
Hmm.
License revocation,
Revocation is
license
one.
True.
suspension, or um,
What do you call it? Like a slap on the wrist?
a penalty.
No, Chris, what word is he
Uh,
looking for?
I think it's reprimand. Isn't reprimand
Yes.
the word that they kept?
okay, reprimand.
They used to say reprimand or censure, but they both
Yeah.
roughly mean the same thing. So I think they use the
hmm
word reprimand now.
Reprimand.
Okay.
Licensees have the right to a blank before the commission for disciplinary actions or matters, I should
Have
say.
the right to a lawyer.
Well, you actually can have one of
Licensees
those, but
have the
why would you
right
need the
to a
lawyer?
hearing,
Yes.
right? That's what they get. You get to talk to the commission
Yes.
hearing before if you applied for
Mhm.
it and they approve. Okay.
If the
If
broker receives a blank from the commission, the broker must respond within, okay, this is your time to shine. This is your time to shine. So. If the broker receives a blank from the commission, the broker must respond within blank days or face disciplinary action.
receives a warning or written disciplinary, what's it called?
It's called the letter of inquiry
Letter of inquiry.
or the brown envelope. Chris, I got a piece of mail. It was in brown, in Michigan, no less. And I was like, oh. I was like, wait, I'm
You
in the
getting
wrong state.
flashbacks?
And I was like, oh gosh. But, and how many days do you have to respond? You got this.
14 days.
14 days.
I
Or
didn't know
face
that was my new
disciplinary
favorite
action.
number. All
Yes.
right.
Disciplinary actions are published in the commission's what? And you may not know this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Um,
I don't mention this in class.
commission's diary book.
Dear diary, today I went after a
That's the
broker who
what?
acted a fool. When will they learn? The newsletter. There's a monthly newsletter, and it
Oh,
includes everything that, I mean, it's stuff the commission wants us to know, but more importantly, you get to be nosy about who got in trouble.
It's called the
oh, okay.
bulletin. The
It's like
bulletin.
the ones you see at the
Okay.
gas station. Who got roped in the neighborhood this week?
That's
Okay.
Yes.
right. He just got the blotter in it.
Yes. It is called the bulletin. All right. Go
All
for it,
right.
Chris.
Commercial versus residential. The blank commercial license allows out-of-state licensees to handle commercial transactions in North Carolina.
I would be impressed if you got this one.
Blank commercial license allows out-of-state license to handle commercial transactions in North Carolina. I know, and I can't think of it. Go ahead.
Go for it, Chris.
The non-resident.
Non-resident.
Yeah, it's called the non-resident commercial broker license. That's what it's called, right? Did I get all the words?
Limited non-residential resident
Non-resident.
commercial license. Yeah. It's limited, it's non-resident and commercial. Right.
All right. This license does not permit blank transactions or properties with 1 to 4 units. And as a hint, it's called a non-resident commercial license. So what does it not permit?
Commercial?
No, it does
Wait,
not
does not
permit.
permit residential.
There you go.
Yeah. I didn't look at the question. I was like, let me look at the wording.
Applicants must have a valid license in their home blank and meet education requirements.
Applicants must have a valid license in their home state and meet
Yep.
education requirements.
Are
Perfect.
there
Perfect.
education requirements, Chris?
Only that they would have to meet the North Carolina requirements once they come over, right? Depending on how long they were in the state.
Yeah, I guess
I
that
mean,
does make sense.
there's not any for them to start. I think they'd be
Yeah,
able to start immediately, but then they'd have to, if they stayed beyond June 10th, for example,
they're
have
gonna have to take CE.
right, right.
Oh,
Um,
look, and
Go
go for it.
ahead. The
Nope, you
license the license must be blank annually and requires continuing education.
Renewed.
Perfect.
very
Correct.
good. Timeshare regulations. Oh,
That's a long one. Have you ever read the Timeshare Act? It goes on forever.
I know. But they love to test you on it. They absolutely love to test you on it. Now, let's be so how strong do you feel about the Timeshare Act?
I don't. That's the percentage that they gave me where I messed up on the because again I failed the state by 3 points.
Okay.
And I think
Let,
timeshare was a big part of it.
I'm gonna play test the Chris. We're gonna play test the Chris and then so you ask questions as you need it. Putting
Oh
Chris
no.
on the chopping block. It's my favorite.
All
North
right.
Carolina defines timeshares as the right to blank the property at least blank times within a 5-year period.
I just used the word use, the property. Is there another more formal word
I
than,
usually go with occupy
okay,
or use because you get to live there for a while. At
yep.
least how many times, Chris?
5 times, five or more separate time periods
Hmm.
within a 5-year period.
So far,
Okay.
you get an A.
Okay.
Timeshare sales in North Carolina require,
Vague, but I'm assuming it means a North Carolina real estate license.
yep. Developers must obtain a,
Oh gosh, a certificate of, is this called a certificate of timeshare or is it a certificate
no, it's called
of
the, oh, Chris, I've forgotten. It's called the certificate of, it's not a certificate of eligibility. It is called a certificate of, man, Chris, what's it called?
I can't
It's
remember.
called a certificate of,
It's not, it's not
um,
registration. It's not something as simple as a certificate of registration, is it?
it is called a certificate of registration.
Okay. We'll go with that. We'll hope that you don't get tested on that.
No, now that you said it, I know that's true. It's a certificate of registration. So before a developer can start, they have to go through the commission and get permission to have this timeshare even be allowed, and they have to get a certificate of registration. Okay, Chris, you ready?
Yeah, got this one. I
All
got
payments must be held in escrow for blank days or until canceled, whichever occurs first.
10 days,
Mhm.
and trickily enough, this is the only number 10 that comes up. I like to say timeshare brought to you by the number 5. So this is the only 10 that pops up.
Because you got 5 separate times and a 5-year period, and then you got this 10. Right? And purchasers have a blank day right of cancellation after contract execution.
5 day on that
Yep.
one. Feel strongly about that.
Yay. And upon cancellation, refunds must be made within,
30 days?
yes, 30 days. I heard that question in there, Chris. I heard that. You heard it
I
too,
didn't,
so didn't you?
yeah, I didn't know if it fell under the same as the Residential Rental Agreements Act or under the
Mhm.
Vacation Act. So 30 days is right. Okay, perfect.
Timeshare developers are the only person or slash entity that can be blanked by the commission.
Find, Fined, find.
And this is a sentence that deserves highlight. This is one of these things that I call, I've been calling it 20% words, but this is like 100% word. You 100% need to know this fact. Mm. These fines include blank per violation to the commission and to the purchaser blank percent of the purchase price up to $3,000.
Okay, the first one is $500 per violation.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, I believe, is 10% of the purchase price up to 3,000.
Yes.
Look at me.
Yes. These fines are for the failure to give the blank by the date of blank.
I'm going to go with public offering statement.
Yes. Now, Celso, for you, finish writing it down. Where else in this class did we see a public offering statement? We're
I
talking about timeshares, but
was
some other time.
um was it with townhouses?
Close?
Opposite,
Town
close.
uh
If it's not a townhome, it would be a starts with a
apartment
starts with a C.
condo.
There you
Kind of. There you go.
go. So that's the North Carolina Condominium Act. Except the North Carolina Condominium Act, they can't get fined, but both of them require people to get a public offering statement by the date of.
Closing. Contract. Date of
Yep.
contract.
I started to write it and I was like, nope. All right. The blank is a North Carolina broker designated to supervise all of the brokers of the timeshare project.
I'm going to go with project broker here. Project
Yes,
broker. Only time I think that we see this word
it
anywhere in the
is.
state.
The blank is designated by the broker to record all instruments and liens.
The timeshare registrar.
Timeshare instruments must be recorded no less than blank days
Crap.
or no more than 45 days from the date of purchase.
Recorded no less than, I don't remember this one, Candace. No less than 10, is it 10?
6 days.
6 days. No less than six or more than 45. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of those picky little things.
Yeah, I was about to say, I hope you're not getting much deeper in timeshare. We have exhausted my knowledge of timeshare.
I've learned way too much about timeshares when it comes to this class. Okay, go for it, Mr. Chris.
All right. North Carolina real estate licenses expire on blank 30th of each year. What month?
July 30th of each year. June 30th, sorry, of each
June.
year.
There we go. There we go.
Fiscal year ends June 30th each year. All right.
Wait a minute. Let's see. Renewal requires completion of continuing blank and payment of renewal fees.
Continuing education.
Yeah.
So I think me and Chris both paused because you can renew. To renew is to pay, and to take your CE means to be inactive. You could pay, but not take CE. So it's not necessarily required. I think that's a very distinct detail.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Chris?
Especially since they use the word renewal. Now, if it said renewal on active status, then I think that would have been more accurate.
Okay.
Me too. What can we say? We're smarter than ChatGPT.
We know it.
License.
License,
Oh, that's right.
this
It's
is
you.
mine.
Sorry.
Licenses not renewed by the expiration date go on blank status.
Inactive.
Hmm. Wait,
Oh.
nope.
Nope.
Stop it. Renewal means that you paid your fees, right?
Hmm.
So if you don't pay your fees, what's your status? You're
Think
not
of when you think of the parking meter, what does it show? Or when your milk goes bad by a blank date.
Expired.
There you go.
there you go.
We're talking renewal.
Well, what's tricky about that is they use the word status there. What I normally say is that your license expired. It's not so much a
Yeah.
status. You don't have a license anymore. So I
Okay.
think that was what tripped you up on that one. To renew a license within the first 6 months, an agent, oh, this is an essay question here. To renew
Hmm.
a license within the first 6 months after it expired, an agent must do what?
We're not going to make Celso answer this. Chris,
Okay.
I'll answer it since you're reading.
Okay.
So if it's for the first 6 months, you have to pay the $45 plus the penalty, which is $45, right? For the first 6 months.
right? And
Hmm.
then license expired for more than 6 months. It should say more than 6 months, but less than 2 years.
Yes. If it's more than 6 months but less than 2 years, you need to pay your 45, and you have to take, oh, it's you have to take,
You have to prove competence.
you have to reapply.
Yeah, you'll have to do your application again.
Yep, you have to reapply. That's why I was like, there's something.
Yeah,
So you have to,
you don't have to pay your 45 though. I think what you do is don't you just pay the reapplication fee or do you have to pay the 45 as well?
I don't know. Well, let's just say you have to pay.
Okay. And
You have to
reapply,
pay and reapply.
which means of course you also have to do a new criminal background check.
Right? And licenses expired over 2 years cannot be renewed and require you to start over. Dun, dun, dun. Never, ever, ever not pay. As
Right.
much as I love teaching this class, Chris, is there ever a time you look forward to having to take the 75 hour course all over again?
Not at all. You can ask my wife about that though. She is one of those people.
Oh, no, she didn't.
She had to sit through my class. Oh, listen to this. Her first one was with BP and her second one was me. How do you like that?
Oh, my goodness. Poor thing. Was I not available?
It was before I knew you.
Oh, man. All right. Auction regulations. Real estate auctions in North Carolina, so this is for you, requires both what do you need if you're going to do a real estate auction in the state of North Carolina?
Still need a license, right?
So you need two types of licenses.
Uh, Auctioneer's
Yep.
license.
You need an auctioneer's license, which is also coincidentally called the mere crier of sales, just a formal term. As you know, us auctioneers like to throw
Yeah.
around. Auctioneer's license and a what? The license you're studying for.
Oh yeah, real estate license.
And a broker's license.
I thought that. All right.
Absolute auctions mean the property sells to the highest bidder without. I don't know. You may have learned this in class, you may not have.
Without bidding? No. It's the highest bidder without. No, no idea.
I think they're going out without
Yeah,
reserve.
without reserve is what they're going for. And I was trying to remember if that word's still in the syllabus or not. I'm gonna have to look back and see if that's still in the
Mm.
syllabus.
So, do you know what that means, so to be with
Yeah.
reserve, without reserve? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
explain to me just to make sure. What's that mean?
So the reserve, it's like this is the number you have that your minimum that you want to hit that you have to go over before they'll allow the product auction off.
Exactly. Reserve auctions allow the seller to blank or reject the highest bid.
Except
Mhm. Auction advertisements must clearly state the of auction. And I don't think you probably know
I
this,
guess the
basically the
auctioneer's
type of
license.
auction. I know that just
Okay.
because I'm an auctioneer. I don't think I renewed this year. Earnest money from auction sales goes into the broker's.
Trust account?
Very good. I would say auction regulations. No, Chris, I like to use the term 20%. I think you have, is this like a 20% concept? You could be tested on it, but
Well,
probably.
you, again, that part about the reserve, I can't remember if I don't remember teaching that my most recent time. But what we did hit strongly on is the fact that auction does require an auctioneer and a broker's license. But Candace, the other thing that we point out is the crier of the sale is not the one who actually needs the license. It's the auction company that needs the license,
Yeah,
right?
no, the person calling the number has to be licensed too.
The crier.
Hmm.
Okay.
Unless you're a nonprofit, the crier.
Mhm.
There's a couple of examples, like a couple exceptions, nonprofits, personal stuff, if you do it more. But yeah, the person. when I
Okay.
got my license, I remember I struggled with you have to say sold. Like the person licensed, because I'd be like, okay, you're good. No, he's like, you have to say sold. The person who's licensed has the ability to tie a buyer and seller together without it being in writing. So they
Okay.
have to be licensed.
Gotcha.
All right, 18. It's long, Chris. There you go.
Great, great. Oh, it's easy though. Not easy. I'm sorry. It has a lot of words, but here it comes. Disclosure requirements. North Carolina requires sellers to complete a blank for most residential transactions. Do you remember the name of the form or
Oh, the
Yeah, you say it. You said it.
R-podes. Yeah.
yes,
Yes,
that's
the
what I
R
would go for
podes.
there.
And what
Yeah.
does R pode stand for, Chris?
Residential Property Owner Association disclosure statement. Glad we don't have to say that too many times.
Gets a lot.
There we
R
go.
podes. Whew.
And the disclosure must be provided to buyers before making an blank
Offer.
offer. Perfect. That would be ideal. Sellers may disclose known blank. They may disclose known blank.
Material facts.
Okay. I was going to say defects, but that fills that gap too. Excuse me, share any blank that are blank. Hmm.
And I'll help you out with this one. You got to share any material facts that are latent.
Yeah, did you prompt it for that or did it come up with that on its own?
It actually came up with that on its own.
How about that?
Hmm.
Okay, cool. And that is what it's saying in that particular case is if it's a material fact that the seller knows about, but the buyer cannot find it through normal diligence, a latent
Yeah.
defect, that the seller is supposed to disclose those. Okay. Failure to provide required disclosures gives buyers a how many day period to terminate?
Okay, I'm throwing two numbers out. 10-day or 5-day.
Think paperwork and money.
Good Lord, 3-day.
Yeah, 3 day
Hmm.
right of rescission. 3 day right of
But the
rescission.
I'll
fact
get
is, you knew paperwork and money was 3 days, and the residential property disclosure is a piece of paper.
okay.
So there you go.
And it is not required for dwellings that have never been.
Used?
Yeah,
Sold?
Yeah,
occupied.
I'll say used, right? Because new
I would have said
houses, brand new homes. Yeah.
I would have said lived in, which is a little confusing just simply because in class I always say new construction, but
Hmm.
the law actually says have never been lived in. So that's
Hmm.
interesting. Let's see, the blank is a mandatory statement for most sellers of residential property. Um,
I
what's
think the
the
hint comes
what's the other disclosure other than the RPOD?
Is it that one, gas and minerals?
the
Mineral
mog.
oil and gas. Mineral oil
Minerals and
and
gas,
gas.
yeah. Mog.
Okay.
When
The
we first
disclosure.
started this, Chris, I like to call it the OMG. And I still think it would have sounded better to call it the OMG.
I'll
It's
put that
locked
in,
in
see if they'll
now.
make that change. The disclosure informs buyer if any mineral rights have been or will be blank.
I'm going to give you a hint. What do you call it when it's ownership by one person?
Um, Soul,
Also starts with an
uh,
S.
single,
Okay. Not the S word I was thinking about, but you're not wrong.
solo. All right, let me get back. I'm lost here again. Did this?
So when it's owned by one person, what do we call that, Chris?
Well, we call that severalty. They
Yeah,
both
we
derive
call that.
derive from the root word sever or to sever.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
This was just a hint. Didn't work, but
It's
I'm
me.
trying.
I didn't work.
And this next one's a hard one, actually. It's not required for blank land.
Vacant?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. They think the MOG should be required on vacant land, but as it turns out, it's not.
It's so weird. I don't know.
Do you know why, Candace?
I do not know why.
It's
Because the law says
because
so.
well, it's because the section regarding the MOG is part
Mhm.
of the Residential Property Disclosure Act, and the Residential
Mhm.
Property Disclosure Act deals with 1 to 4 unit
Oh, that's
properties, and so
true.
that's why vacant land's not covered.
Nerd.
Hey, you knew
All right,
timeshare.
offer and acceptance. This is yet another 100% concept. Gonna have to know this. So, in North Carolina, all offers must be presented to the seller blank or blank.
I guess I'm lost on what it's looking for. In North Carolina, all offers
When?
must be presented to the seller
Oh, okay.
blank.
When?
Oh, at first chance, immediate, right? Like you're
Well,
supposed to give to them
immediately,
immediately, or the
but
other
the
option, isn't
law
it
says it has to be within.
3 days
There you go. See, you knew it. Multiple
yeah,
offers must be presented.
at the same time?
Yep.
Yep.
Disclosure of multiple offers requires.
Disclosure of multiple offers requires permission
From
from,
who?
yeah,
Yep.
Permission of the seller. Counter offers blank the original offer.
reject the original offer,
They
cancel
do
out,
reject, and what's a stronger word?
void.
Mm-hmm. And create a new offer. All details of a buyer's offer is blank and cannot be disclosed without blank.
All details of a buyer's offer
They
is
should probably say are.
confidential, and
Yep.
cannot be disclosed without written permission or permission
Yep.
Permission from buyer.
buyer.
Acceptance must be blank to be blank.
Acceptance must be in writing to be or
I,
valid. Acceptance must be
I'm
given
thinking
to
it
be valid.
must be made or given
Given
in order to be uh,
I don't know.
legal.
I was thinking acceptance must be unconditional, but I don't know what would go in the second blank if the first blank was unconditional.
maybe acceptance must be made, must be given or made to be valid. I think what it's trying to say, I don't know. But I know that you have to have, it's not good enough that you sign. You have to have the signatures and it has to be notified. I got nothing. I got nothing. Hmm. Okay, sure. Notification of acceptance can be given how?
In writing, or it can also wait. Yeah, in writing or verbally, right? Orally, I mean,
Verbally. How else? How do you usually receive communications nowadays?
email. Yeah, so electronically.
What's a thing that we don't really use anymore, but you
Mail.
okay, that too.
Oh, okay.
What's the
The
machine that sits in
phone,
the machine
fax
that sits
machine.
there you go.
Gotta think of all the things that have lost to them.
And there's
Fax machine.
one, well, you could just hand it to them.
Y'all are more ambitious than I am because I would have just said by any means reasonable.
And that's actually, yeah, that's true. So Chris is actually more correct. It's by any reasonable manner. And then the commission okays all of these. Does that make sense? So the law says you can give notification in any reasonable manner, but you never have to ask if any of these are reasonable. Like if I wanted to send Chris notification using carrier pigeon, I don't know if that's
Then you get
reasonable.
to, gotcha.
I think it is,
I thought so.
but hey, if
There's one,
notification, go ahead.
there's one other answer, and I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what you plugged in to get this. This might be more of an actual literal contract question. Notification of acceptance can be given to a party or to such party's agent. So that was my
Oh,
initial thought when I saw it, but that may come up either later or that may be more specific to the actual form itself in North Carolina.
okay. That's a good point, though. If notification is sent via blank, it is considered to be communicated the date that it is blank, not the date is blank. Okay, I wrote
So
this one.
send via mail.
Yes, if it's sent
It
via
is
mail, I added
considered
this
to
one.
be communicated the date it is sent
Yep,
out, not the date is delivered.
you've been studying with me for too long. You
Yeah,
got it.
I have.
If notification is via blank, it is considered communicated when it is received, not.
If notification is via text, it is considered. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. If notification is via
You're close.
email, it is considered communicated when it is received,
So if it goes via
not
email
sent
or fax, like
electronically,
electronically, it's communicated when it's received, not when
not
it's
sent.
read.
Okay, that's when it's read.
Chris, you look like you're gonna have stroke over there.
I was looking at you making those arrows, and I'm thinking that looks like a sign like you're going to south of the border with all the arrows.
South of the border's got great signs. Not so much
They do have
fun
great
They
signs.
do.
in
They
south of
do.
the border, but
Lousy service, but great signs.
you, Chris.
All right. Earnest money must be deposited within blank banking days of acceptance of offer.
Three.
That's correct. Earnest money disputes must be resolved by mutual agreement or blank. Interesting.
Um, the courts, right?
Yeah, court of competent jurisdiction. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a third way, but I don't know if it comes up later or not, or turned over to the clerk of court after 90 days notice. I don't
Mhm.
think that comes up here though, so we'll keep going. Interest on earnest money accounts belongs to blank unless otherwise agreed.
To the uh person that owns the earnest money, the seller, right?
I,
The person we're holding the money
well,
for?
I think it belongs to the buyer
Or
unless
right, that's what I meant.
you get permission, which our contract does. This was a hard one. Because if you're gonna keep the earnest money interest, you have to put it in writing
Yeah.
in the contract. So if you're not keeping it, it belongs to the person whose trust monies they are.
Well, the interesting thing about it is you can't put it into an interest-bearing account without their permission.
Yeah,
If you want to get their permission,
you
I'm
might as
I'm
well.
keeping it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. So it belongs to the buyer, and then we're gonna put, but usually it is the agent. Because what Chris said is exactly right. You have to get permission to put it in an interest-bearing account, and nobody, including our standard offer to purchase and contract, who's gonna say, I'm not keeping the interest.
And finally, records of earnest money receipts must be maintained, for blank years from blank. How many years and from what
How
point?
same as
Three
money.
years,
Mm-hmm.
3 years from last action.
There you go.
All right. The Good Funds Settlement Act. North Carolina's Good Funds Settlement Act requires funds for closing to be in the form of, oh,
Good.
He's a head strategy.
Yeah. Good funds, certified check, or bank checks. All right.
closing attorneys must have funds blank before disbursement.
Have funds.
Oh, what's
Hmm.
the words they're looking for there?
Yeah, I'm not sure what word they're looking for there. Closing
Yeah.
attorneys must have funds.
Oh, I know.
Ready? Yeah.
Cleared.
Okay.
Cleared. Okay.
Yeah. So, if you write a check, it needs to clear before you can,
Okay.
do you know the word I'm looking for there?
Yeah,
And then settlement statements must be provided to all
Parties.
at closing.
interesting.
Right.
Oh, great. You gave me timeshare, now you give me Vacation Rental Act. Thank you, Candace. The North Carolina Vacation Rental Act applies to rentals of blank days or less. At least I know this one.
Of 365 days or less.
I mean, not a bad
uh,
guess, but it is
uh,
actually, Chris, how long?
90 days.
90 days.
Mhm.
It's actually more strict than that. It's 90 days for leisure or recreation purposes.
Mhm.
So, in other words, an extended stay for business would not fall under this act.
I remembered that.
Rental agreements must be in,
Writing.
yeah, absolutely. Catch up, Candace. There you
I couldn't spell leisure.
go. So, security deposits cannot be secured by, I'm not sure what that
Cannot, I
means.
don't know. Cannot be, maybe I don't know. Cannot be secured by, I know what it's asking. Because I did tell it when I wrote this, I told it there were some points that I did say I
Uh,
wanted it to go over. So it can't be secured by bond. You
I
can't
oh,
get
use a
that.
it
performance bond.
has to be in a trust account as opposed
Yep.
to a bond. Okay, gotcha. Mandatory evacuation orders allow tenants to blank without penalty.
Leave,
Hmm.
evacuate, move.
Yeah. So
Evacuate.
you can end the term in the lease without penalty unless you offered vacation
That's
insurance.
right. That's right. If you're offered vacation insurance, you can opt to either buy or not buy. And then if you don't buy, then technically you would not, I guess you
Get
would
your
be
money back.
penalized, would be the way. Yeah. In transfers of North Carolina vacation rental property, the new owner must honor any agreements for the first how many days?
Is it 90 or
A
no,
little
wait,
more.
it's longer, right?
Yep, a
Because
little more.
180?
That's
No,
right.
Yes.
That's right.
yeah, yeah,
Basically
yeah,
6 months, 180
yeah,
days.
6 months.
Very
Yep,
good.
Good job,
that one I
sir. I'm
remember.
impressed.
That one.
All right.
Remember
We
that.
have another 100% topic here. North Carolina law, material facts. North Carolina law requires disclosure of blank facts that affect the value or desirability of property. Gee, I
Material
wonder what.
facts?
This specifically includes.
Oh, this is tough if he has to list these out.
There's the four categories that we always consider material facts. Now, Chris said it early. It's similar. This is like that whole
So, like, is this the structural defects thing? Is
yes,
this that?
defects.
Okay, defects, environment hazards? Nope. Hold on. Defects. I know I can think of it.
Think airplane, think Walmart, think landfill. So this is information about surrounding properties that affect the property. So if you're near a fire station, if you're near a airport, if you're near train tracks, if you're near, there's going to be something around about the surrounding area, the landfill. You have to share that.
Okay.
So defects, information about the surrounding properties. Chris, do you know the other two? I know I'm
Yeah.
pushing his
Is
brain
it
there.
legal issues like any encumbrances, things like that?
Mm,
No. Okay.
Number three, I typically say, is the ability of a principal in a transaction to complete the transaction. And the last one is anything that a party tells you is important to them.
And now to
And
spell requests.
yeah, notice what we say there. Anything that a party tells you is important. In other words, it doesn't matter if it's your client or not. If they tell you they're thinking about getting a fence or they're thinking about getting 3 dogs in a subdivision or whatever, if they told you, any party tells you it's important, it becomes material.
Yep. So information about the property itself, defects. Information about the surrounding properties that affect the property. The ability of a principal to close or complete the transaction, or special request or special important things. So if you could put a fence in the property, the next house I buy, Chris is going to have to find someplace where I can put in a hot tub and I can cage Jason Momoa so he can't
Oh,
escape me.
there we go. She's back on her Momoa kick.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
And one of those
I don't know
little
how though. I don't know
tramp.
why those totally left my mind. All those four. I
That's
just
okay. And I do
no
want to
idea.
point out this is for disclosure by agents. These material facts have to be disclosed by agents to all the parties. This doesn't necessarily have to do anything with the sellers unless it's latent. Death on the property from natural causes, suicide, or AIDS is not considered a material fact requiring
Sharing, telling people.
disclosure.
Disclosure,
Disclosure.
yeah.
Trying to find another word here. I'm like, all right.
Environmental blanks like lead paint or underground storage tanks require disclosure.
Hazards.
Yes. If a property has or has ever had blank, it must be disclosed to the buyer.
Lead.
Okay, not
If the property
wrong.
has or ever had
This is North Carolina specific.
radar, pure blood pipes. I'm trying to think which one is the North Carolina.
Think
Ever
outside.
had
This one is synthetic.
that stucco?
Yes.
Okay.
That is truly a North Carolina rule.
Yeah.
In North Carolina, if a house has or has ever had synthetic stucco, it needs to be disclosed to the buyer. Proximity to blank offenders.
Party offenders.
Fashion offenders.
Fashion offenders.
A proximity to sex offenders is not required to be disclosed by agents. Agents must disclose if roads are
Being built. Roads
no.
are.
Chris, what is it going for there?
I would say probably public or private.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Publicly or privately maintained. And if the property is located in a
Flood zone?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Whew.
All right. Finally, my strong point. I get agency listings. Agency agreements, listing agreements.
I think this was supposed to be bold.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Listing agreements in North Carolina must be in blank and signed by all parties.
Writing.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Exclusive agency agreements must have a definite blank date.
And date.
Yeah, technically a start date and an end date, but yep.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Net listings are blank in North Carolina. I'm not sure if that's true, Candace.
They're legal.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
Yeah,
the
in
other way,
North
but
Carolina.
yeah, they are legal.
Yep.
That is true.
No, not suggested.
Though not suggested.
Okay. Automatic blank clauses in listing agreements are prohibited.
Automatic.
Happens again and again and again.
Payment. Yeah, I don't know.
What happens in a periodic tenancy? So you have an estate for years or an estate for term. It's one set period. And then a periodic tenancy, something happens.
Renewal. Renewal.
There you go.
There you go.
Automatic renewal clause. are prohibited.
And agency agreements must specify the method of determining. I think I probably got it.
Of determining payment or commission,
Yeah, I'm thinking compensation. Yeah,
comp, right?
good, good. They must also include the licensee's blank.
Comp, licensees compensation.
They must, we got that
Wait,
in
they
the
must,
previous sentence. And
okay, they must,
this is talking about the rules of agency agreement. So what's the other
okay.
rule? They must also include the licensee's
So,
One, two,
licensees
three, four, five, six.
minus
number.
16212.
Number.
License number.
Oh, because we're talking about the agreement. I'm sorry. It's like every time we start a new sentence, I'm like, huh? It's because we're talking about agency agreements. They must also include the licensee's number and language,
I would reverse the blank here. I would say and blank language.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
preferred language, and
So
Yeah.
discriminate, it
prohibiting
has to
I
have
would have
discrimination.
said
just.
Okay.
discriminatory
Mhm.
information. Yeah, good, good.
Okay.
Oral seller agency is blank.
Is legal, allowed?
Mm, not seller.
Oh, oral seller agency is in illegal.
Correct.
Mhm.
And buyer agency may be oral until what 2 points in time?
Till an offer is made.
No later than the offer to purchase.
Well, until offer is made or
Somebody puts a ring on it.
Hmm.
If you
offer
want,
is
you just gotta
accepted.
put a ring on it. Nope. When is it, Chris?
Exclusivity.
So,
Sometimes you see it said or seeks to bind.
mhm.
And watch out for test purposes or watch out for tricky purposes. If they try to say something is an exclusive oral buyer agency, that does not work.
Yeah. Oral seller agency is illegal. Buyer agency will be oral until offer is made.
So what this means is if you and I have an agency agreement and we're obviously buyer and it's oral, you can't bind me in any way. You can't say I have to work with have to work with me, or that there's a certain time period you have to work with me. It's just loosey goosey. If we want to
Okay.
make sure that you have to work with me and that we're a team, that has to be in writing.
Okay.
Okay? Dual agency. In North Carolina, a dual agent must treat both parties and cannot
Equally?
advocate for either. What
Equally, I guess.
equally?
Or,
Mhm.
yeah.
The agent must disclose any.
Blank interest in the transaction.
Mhm.
Any
What would you want to know about your agent in this transaction? I think it's going for personal interest.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Okay, and the transaction. Gotcha. So if they wanted the
Designated
property.
dual agency allows different agents in the same firm to represent different.
Dual agency allows different agents in the same firm to represent different buyers.
Designated dual. You said
Yeah.
who?
Represent
Client,
different buyers and sellers, clients.
clients. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because remember, dual agency is when the firm is representing the buyer and the
And the
seller
seller.
in the same transaction. Permission for dual agency must be given in by all parties before.
You show the property,
Very good.
right? North Carolina.
Okay, 26 is all you.
Okay, provisional broker super. This sounds familiar. I think we're going to do well on this one.
Mhm.
Provisional brokers
Oh,
must
actually,
have provisional brokers must have their license blank with a broker in charge to be on active status.
license Under or
I'm guessing associated with.
associated with a BIC?
I was thinking hung with a when back in the day we used to just hang them on the wall with the BIC.
Yeah.
Okay. The BIC must blank all contracts and listings of provisional brokers.
Approve, oversee,
Supervise.
supervise. Yeah.
I like that.
Hmm.
Provisional brokers cannot operate blank.
Alone?
What did we call that? What
Operate
was the word for it?
solely? Wait, that's brokers
Independently.
cannot independently. And I did that same thing. Solely? Stupid.
Okay.
BICs must maintain blank supervision of provisional brokers.
This is a big term they like to test on. Starts with a D. Starts with a D-I.
Direct supervision.
There you go.
A BIC cannot be in a blank transaction with a provisional broker they are supervising.
In a sales transaction or a dual agency transaction, right?
More specific.
Designate? A BIC cannot be in a designated dual agency transaction.
Hmm.
There you go.
So okay, so it has to be. It's not just a dual; it's designated dual.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, a BIC can do a dual agency transaction with a
Okay,
provisional
that's where I
broker,
get
but they
messed
can't
up.
be designated. Perfect. Perfect.
I got you. So the BIC can do dual, but not designated dual. I keep getting big. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Thank you. That one's gonna be big.
Yes,
No,
this
I
is
probably
a
got
big
that
one.
one wrong. Yep.
All right. Tenant security deposits. In North Carolina, residential security deposits cannot exceed blank for a week-to-week tenancy. Now, I know you probably don't know this. So once again, I'm going to play the Stump Chris game. I like this game. So if it's a week-to-week tenancy, how much can the security deposit be, Chris?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. This is the kind of thing that's like maybe a 50% chance of it being on the test. I definitely would know it, but it's not where I'd spend my last time studying. Blank month's rent for a month-to-month tenancy.
1.5.
And blank for anything more than a month.
2 months for anything greater than month to month.
Yep. Landlords must provide accounting and return security deposit within how many days of lease termination, Celso? You know this.
30 days.
There you go.
Had my mic muted for a second. I was like, I know it.
Security deposits must be kept in a blank account at a North Carolina financial institution.
Trust.
Or somebody approved to do business or bank in North Carolina. Pet deposits may be blank amounts. Kind of like, you said what?
Different amounts, maybe secure.
Remember I talked about that carrier pigeon and whether or not it would be
realistic.
You know what? That's not a bad word either. Realistic or reasonable.
You get
Reasonable.
credit.
There we go.
All right.
I know this stuff.
Chris, you got 28.
All right. All right. Got another easy one. Manufactured homes permanently attached to land are treated as blank property in North Carolina.
Real property.
Very good.
With a few more things attached to it, but yes. The blank must be canceled when converting to real property. The blank must be canceled when converting to real property.
This one's a tricky one. I'm going to help. The DMV title. Because remember, if it's like a mobile home, it may have had DMV title. And in order to record that, you would need to cancel that with the DMV.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see. When attached, the blanks must be removed.
The wheels,
Yep.
right?
There must be blank and blank. Well, I'm
Wheels.
sorry, Candace. The wheels, the axle, and the
So
hitch.
Yeah. And
There
then what
must
else?
blank and blank.
There must be utilities and power utility connections. Utility connections. And and it has to, and you have to own the land.
Yeah, that one, the order is different than the way I teach it, but
Mhm.
yeah.
And then modular
okay.
homes. How do modular homes compare to manufactured homes? Chris, what is the difference between a modular home and a manufactured home?
Well, a modular home is basically a stick-built home that's built in a factory, what they call panelized construction. And it's like a puzzle. When you take it to the lot, you put it together and it becomes real property immediately. And it's also built to the state housing code, state building code. Whereas a manufactured home, what I'd call a trailer or double wide, is built to a HUD, a national code. It does not meet the state building code. It's built on an axle and rolled to the property and dropped off.
Yeah. All right. Broker price
Awesome.
opinions. In North Carolina, only licensed blank can prepare broker price opinions, BPOs, for a fee.
Brokers
Yes, but
license
what type of license?
real estate,
What's the status of that real estate license?
active brokers license,
Full brokers.
full broker. Okay.
All right. So if you're a provisional broker, you
Right. I need
cannot get paid
right.
for a BPO. Right? BPOs cannot be used for what? And I'm going to help you here. Chris, do you
Yeah,
know?
that's kind of tough for for the basis of a loan.
For
Oh,
financing or a
okay.
loan.
Gotcha.
The BPO must include, oh, you know what? I added this one, and now that I see it, a statement that it is not an appraisal. It's not
Okay.
very clear. I need to fix that. And legally, a BPO and a blank are the same.
Market analysis, CMA, whatever.
CMA. Yeah.
Yep.
So CMAs we usually do for our buyer, seller clients, and BPOs are usually asked for from lenders, not to finance the loan, but just to see, okay, what do we think this could sell for? All right.
Now I'll tell you this one here. I guess this is where I messed up on the test based on the chart. It was saying that I have to be better at knowing like referral fees and kickbacks and
Okay. All
compensation.
right.
So I just saw referral fees. I was like, yeah, help
Hmm.
me. I
Okay,
guess
Chris.
I struggle with like I know if it's a new home that you get a bonus from, you can do that, but you have to let them know ahead of time. But then I'm like, wait, what's a kickback and which kickback? So I got confused big time when I saw it all there in the test and
So
writing.
Okay.
Chris, you can play Stump the Candace then.
Yeah. I was going to say this has got a bunch of blanks in it here without a whole lot of description. So, Candace, let's see what they were thinking here. North Carolina brokers can pay referral fees only to blank or blank or blank.
I
Three
would say
categories.
other agents. Um, you can do it to travel agents
Oh, okay.
and
See, I was thinking in-state agents and out-of-state agents, but do you want to cover both of those in other agents?
let's say ugh, I would let's say other in-state agents and out of state agents. I don't know what that third one would be. see. Referral fees to unlicensed persons are illegal.
Correct. A violation of State Law 93A69.
Show off. Out-of-state referrals must go through the referring agent's probably supervising broker.
I think that'll work-ish.
Referral agreements should be in writing.
That's right. Not by law, but to avoid disputes.
Yeah. Kickbacks from settlement providers.
Yeah, settlement service providers. And that's one of the confusing things, Celso, is that you can receive kickbacks from some providers as long as you disclose it to your client, but settlement service providers, you cannot receive kickbacks from them, even with disclosure.
Yep, because here's the note I added. So you can give referral fees and property management for services if the client allows it. Gives permission. So like if you are the property manager and the cleaner says, hey, every person you send me, I'll kick you back $50, then that is allowed.
Gotcha.
That makes sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. All right, 31. Broker compensation. Commissions in North Carolina are earned when the broker produces a blank buyer. This is an important term.
Willing and able?
Yeah, ready, willing, and able. The compensation is usually payable. Oh, I think we're going with when.
Yeah, I think so too.
When do you usually get paid? I don't know what this random
At
B is.
closing, when everything
Yeah.
closes. At closing.
Yeah, that was, for some reason, my class kept having problems with that about when you earn your compensation versus when you get paid.
Yes, big difference there. Commission disputes between brokers go to blank or court, not the real estate commission.
Go to
My guess is mediation.
I was going to say to the Association of Realtors.
Or yeah, if they're a realtor.
I mean, and that's where mediation would take place, but.
Okay. Gotcha.
Protection periods and listing agreements. I have no clue.
Yeah, I'll say that sounds like an essay question.
Is this the one for us, for the broker, where we get the extender clause?
Yep, the extender clause.
Okay.
I don't know.
Protection periods, and let's see. Are called extender clauses.
Protects the agent. I don't know. We'll go with that. All right. Cool.
Foreclosure procedures. North Carolina usually practices non-judicial foreclosure because it is a blank state.
We are a lien theory state, title theory state, sorry.
Title theory state. We're
not a lien, we're a title.
Very good. The upset bid period lasts how many days after the foreclosure sale?
10 days?
10-day upset bid period. That's exactly right. Upset bids must exceed the previous bid by blank percent or $750, whichever is greater.
5%?
Perfect. And then the borrower's right of blank ends with the foreclosure sale. That's a tough word.
Recension? Is that the word? The borrower's right?
I think to be specific, it would be I've got it wrong. The statutory right of redemption.
Statutory right of redemption. Gotcha.
Redemption. Because the equitable right of Wait a minute. No, I had it right the first time,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
I?
that's right. That's right. It's equity of redemption.
Yeah.
That would be up to the time of the foreclosure sale, and statutory would be the 10-day upset bid period.
Mhm. There we go. All right. Specific forms. The offer to purchase and contract form, I happen to know it's 2T. I never
P2,
expected you to
2T.
know.
Yep.
Is the standard residential project purchase contract in North Carolina. The blank must be provided for most residential sales.
The okay, North Carolina. The R codes must be provided for
I
most
think that's
residential
what we're
sales.
going for
Very good.
here.
I'm trying to think specific forms, right? Okay.
The blank explains agency relationships and must be kept for blank.
The agency disclosure form, agency
What's the
relation
name of that
disclosure.
thing? What's the official name of it?
The A working
Work.
with
There you go.
agents disclosure.
Working with real estate
Estate.
agents,
WW.
and it must be kept for
Kept explains the age relation and must be kept for
how long do you have to
3
hold on to
years.
that? There you
3
go.
years.
The OTP is not written by the,
Written by the Real Estate Commission,
there you go.
but is provided by uh the association, the league, the is it the ABA or the Realtors
Yeah,
Association? Which one
Yep,
is
you're
it?
right.
in the
ABA,
bar.
right? The bar, yeah.
Mhm. Okay. And a licensee can use any pre-printed form that,
The Realtors Association has approved. The NC Rec has approved, right?
well, no, so the commission does not
Okay.
approve any forms. What
The
it
bar.
says is that you can use any pre-printed form that meets the requirement.
Okay.
And there's a whole list of things. Like it has to have the buyer's name, seller's name, it has to have dates. What's in there, Chris? It has to have earnest money amount, if any. It
Yeah,
needs to
it's
talk about what's prorated.
Rule 112 has 19 separate items that must be agreed to by the buyer and seller.
58A.
What is it? 58A something, and
Point
then Rule 1, well,
112. Yeah.
0.02. Point
112.
012. Yeah, there you go. I just call it Rule 112.
Mhm. If a property is already under contract, the blank should be used. Oh, I think it's asking for an addendum.
Yeah, this is an addendum. Yep.
Which addendum should be used if the property is already under contract?
Oh, so we're saying if we want to be the next buyer or whatever, if it
Mhm.
doesn't go
Mhm.
That's
through,
right.
the
I call it the
offer
side
to,
chick.
yeah, I keep forgetting.
You need to blank that thing up. The song.
Yeah, put a ring on it. Wifey,
No, 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 no. You gotta blank that thing up.
back,
There you
back up
go.
addendum. You gotta back it. Good. Okay,
You won't
back
forget
up.
that one now.
Nope, I'm locked in on that one now.
The backup contract addendum. Do you have any clue to what the additional provisions addendum can be used for?
Like other addendums of it? You're saying what other addendums?
Well, this is a hard one. What is it that I guess you could say, what is it that the additional provisions addendum adds? What are the provisions that it adds? So I know this is a hard one. Chris, what would you say?
One of the things that it's used most for is for an expiration date. So if you want to make an offer and say it expires Sunday at 5, that's not in the regular contract, so it's here. And there's also a spot in there for repairs that you want as part of the contract as opposed to later negotiations. In other words, if I want to, I'll buy your house if you'll replace the roof. You could use the additional provisions addendum for that.
Yep. All right. We're
Gotcha.
almost done there here, guys.
All right,
Oh,
joint tenancy.
Joint tenancy.
Is that one broken up or is it just this short? Let's see.
I think it's just this short.
Okay, cool. Unlike most North Carolina,
Oh,
some
I think unlike most, I think this is supposed to be states.
unlike most states. Okay.
North Carolina joint tenancy does not have to have. So,
I'm
Chris,
not sure.
yeah, that's okay. This is very picky, but something that students get wrong a lot. We know
Okay.
nationally you have to have PITT,
Right.
possession, interest, title, and time.
In time.
But, Chris, which one can we get rid of in North Carolina?
We don't have to have equal interest in
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Okay.
As long as it's stated in the deed. The second thing
Okay.
that's different is also the what is not automatic, Chris.
Survivorship. In North Carolina, you have to ask for it and write it correctly in the deed.
The deed must specifically state it.
They'll say something like JTWROS, joint tenancy with right of survivorship.
Mhm. All right. Chris, let's play Stump You.
Oh,
Well, I don't know. I think so. So you might get this. In North Carolina, the blank gives protection to, okay, that doesn't give us very much.
I'm assuming here the Connor Act.
Yeah. Because we're talking about recording. So the Connor Act gives the protection to the. So what does the Connor Act say? So do you know? It gives protection to the person recording, I guess the person
Yeah.
who records first.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way of saying it. That would be
Okay.
significant.
I can tell the ones that it made from like my lecture notes that I sent, like I transcribed my lecture notes and gave
Uh-huh.
it to them. So I can tell the ones that made from my lecture notes versus the ones that came from law. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. This act is often confused with,
You want to take a shot on it, Celso?
Nope. I'll let you get this one, Chris.
This is the statute of frauds. It's amazing that no matter how many times we say it, students still confuse the Connor Act and the statute of frauds.
mhm, which says some contracts must be in writing, including leases over how many
3
years, Chris?
years.
3 years.
3 years.
Also, agency agreements in North Carolina must be in writing because why? The commission says so,
Yeah. Commission rule.
and not because of the
Well,
statute
yeah,
of
statute of frauds. That's
frauds.
what I would say.
Now, whew, I think this is one of these, Chris, that I'm gonna let you fill in because if he could come up with this, I would be impressed and amazed. I can barely come up with this.
Well, you would eventually come up with it, but I can probably be a slightly more succinct with it.
So go for it, Chris. To
Okay.
be considered heated square feet, the area must be what?
Heated, which means it must be heated by conventional means, something that you can turn on, walk away from for 2 weeks, and come back and it still be safely operating. I just made that last part up, but that's roughly what we mean. Finished for conventional indoor use. And directly accessible from another heated living area of the home.
All right. It is not required to be,
You want me to keep going?
yeah,
Okay. All right. It is not required to be air conditioned. To qualify, it doesn't have to be air conditioned. It just has to be heated.
North Carolina licensees are not required to,
They're not required to measure homes.
but if provided,
Measurements must be accurate.
okay. Chris, the
Okay.
presumed thickness of an exterior wall is
Ooh, 6 inches.
for detached homes and for detached homes. How do you measure in detached homes?
You have an exterior measurement.
Rooms with slanted ceilings, at least
50% of the room,
50% of the room must have a ceiling height of at least,
7 feet,
and no area should be given for areas with ceiling height of.
5 feet or less.
So this is the kind of thing, so I would say we've memorized it because we teach it, but it's one of those things that's an easy, if you can kind of memorize this, it's an easy point. It's
Okay,
just flat information.
got it.
For
They tend to,
stairs,
on
go
these,
ahead.
they tend to go very obvious on the questions
Yeah.
as well, so they won't get into the weeds.
hmm For stairs, Chris, the area occupied by the stairs should be given.
I wonder if you mean here to the floor from which it descends.
If the opening for the stairs is larger than the stairs themselves, then.
Subtract out the open area.
And chimney should be.
Well, this is complicated because how you want it should be
Can I
ignored.
just say chimney should be ignored? And I say this also because sometimes chimneys stick out from the side of the house, like older houses, and
Right.
you don't count those. You don't,
Okay.
stop that, Candace. You don't include that part.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Like you see older
Yep.
houses in the masonry, so just ignore it. And sometimes the newer houses, it's built into the wall. You don't have to figure out how thick the wall is because of the chimney. Just ignore it.
Okay. Got it.
All right. So for this part, and I added these were just miscellaneous numbers that I thought and things that I thought were important for us to review, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
So, North Carolina ad valorem tax rates are expressed as what?
$1 per 500?
So,
Is that right? And for excise? Oh, no, that's excise, right? Am I doing that
yes, what
wrong?
you said was excise tax.
Excise. Okay, I thought so.
It'll
All
be
right.
an unknown. It's done by county and city, sometimes school, per 100 of assessed value. While other states may use blank rates.
Fixed rates or percentage
So
rates?
I use the word millage here because it's not a
Oh, the
word that
mill.
we use a
Yeah.
lot in North Carolina, but I have more students go, it talked about millage. And I'm like,
Mill.
mills,
Yeah.
millage, mills. I thought it was important to
Got
include
it.
that.
Okay.
All right. Real property tax liens attach on blank first of each year.
September? Is that right? Or is that
Mm,
no?
So the bills are due.
September 1st. Tax liens attach on July 1st of each year or
Chris, when do they attach?
They attach on January 1st of the tax year.
okay.
And it becomes delinquent and it just happens to be January 5th of the
January
following
5th.
year.
Now,
Okay. So
interestingly,
it's due on September 1st. That's the one I
yeah,
had. Okay.
that's
And
right.
January
That's right.
1st. Got it. Okay.
What were
Now,
you going to say, Chris?
interestingly, you could end up having you could have two current tax bills on the property at one time. There is a certain
Because
time
of
of year that yep, for the first
the
2 or 3 years.
overlap. I see what you mean.
Yep,
Got it.
technically you could have two current tax bills on a property.
Mhm. All right, you just answered this one. North Carolina excise tax is
Hey, $1 per 500. I remember that one.
And you always round in of the sales price paid by the who pays it in the state.
The buyer. No, the sellers do it by the seller and always rounds
It's the
up to the
money
nearest.
going, yep, there you go,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the nearest dollar. Under the mailbox rule, acceptance of
yep.
an offer is effective upon blank by the offeror.
Acceptance. Wait, the mailbox rule. This is the one where the minute it's in the box, it's already sent out. So effective upon or mailing it upon what's the word I should put there?
What word would we use there, Chris? Upon
I don't know. I'm a little
Delivered,
bit worried about this one to start with because the offeror would have been the one that made the offer.
made
So
the offer.
I was
Yeah,
thinking for dropping into the hands of the U.S. Postal
the
Service
mail.
by the offeree. Wouldn't it be the offeree that would
yeah, it
drop it
would be
in?
the offeree.
Okay.
Yeah. Under the mailbox rule, the acceptance of the offer is effective upon dropping off, sure, by the offeree, while termination of an offer requires actual.
Or no, yours. Okay.
And I think what it was trying to say there is you cannot use the mailbox rule for
Right.
terminating an
Right.
offer.
Right.
Okay. Mechanics liens must be recorded when? It's two dates.
When
Within, what is it, Chris?
120 days of the last day of delivery of goods and services.
Although it covers you to the first day. And then what's the other number that goes with this, Chris?
If in fact you have to take legal action, you must do it within 180 days of the last day of delivery of goods and services. Boom.
okay.
Perfect.
North Carolina brokers are prohibited from blank contracts for others, as this constitutes,
Writing.
yeah,
There you
creating,
go. Writing or drafting. Yep.
Yeah.
Or creating.
as this constitutes unauthorized practice of law, brokers may only fill in blanks of pre-printed forms.
Links.
All offers must be presented within blank days of the offer's receipt, even if the property is already blank.
Within 3 days of the broker's receipt, even if the property is already under contract.
There we go. And I say that because some states, that's not true. If
Okay.
it's already under contract, you don't have to give the offer, which I find mind-blowing, but okay. Blank offers must be presented at the same time.
All.
Multiple.
Okay. Multiple. All. Cool.
Brokers are prohibited from sharing materials of an offer called, oh, do you know what that's called when somebody tells all the buyers what the offers are, so try to get the highest price? It's my
Oh,
favorite
I got it.
activity.
I got it.
What's it called, Chris?
Shopping an offer, I think is the word you're looking for.
Shopping. Okay. Got
Speaking of, isn't it about time I teach your daughter what a Nordstrom card is?
it.
She's learning.
Without express permission. So to shop an offer, you need whose permission?
The sellers. If you're
These
shopping
are,
the offer, the buyer.
there you go.
Buyers. Yeah.
The existence of other offers is always, I don't even know,
No.
is a
Not.
material, it's just a material fact.
Is a material
It
fact.
That's
is.
not that's not a material fact. The existence of other offers is not a material fact.
But brokers need the seller's blank to share this information with potential buyers. So yeah, I guess we can't call it a material fact, can we? Because we can't
Nope.
share it.
Right.
Yeah. We're just gonna take that one off. You do need the seller's permission to share this information.
Yeah. Okay.
If a buyer breaches the contract after the due diligence period, the seller may retain both the
earnest money deposit, and the due diligence fee as liquidated damages.
And who does the check get written to for EMD? Who holds it?
Who holds the earnest money?
Mm-hmm.
The broker in charge, right? Does
Well,
the
it's going to be a trust account.
okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the escrow agent.
And then
Gotcha.
the DD fee, the due diligence fee, goes where? Who gets the due diligence fee?
They do.
Well,
The seller
it goes
Very good.
directly. Yeah.
to the seller. And if it closes,
It deducts from the price, right?
both go back. Yep. There you go. The standard Form 2T includes no financing.
Financing material, no financing
It is
terms.
contingency.
Okay.
So buyers who cannot obtain financing after the due diligence period would be in blank of contract. Breach. The parole evidence rule states that blank contract terms override blank agreements.
That written contract terms
There you go.
override oral agreements.
There you
Very good.
go. And written additions override, and I think that means to say pre-written. How do you
Pre-printed.
usually say this, Chris?
Yeah, override pre-printed language.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
In tenancy by the entirety, default ownership for married couples in North Carolina, both spouses must sign to blank the property.
Sell the property.
To what?
Sell the property.
Yep. Sell or transfer the property.
Oh, okay.
And survivorship rights cannot be waived.
Wait, yeah, I was just taken away. I was like,
In North Carolina, a blank of trust is most commonly used involving three parties: the grantor, the trustor, the blank, and the beneficiary.
a deed of trust
There you go.
is commonly used involving three parties: grantor, trustor, trustee, and beneficiary.
Trustee. That's right.
You got this, sir. At closing, the blank and deed of trust must be blank before any funds are dispersed to prevent timing issues.
Okay. At closing, then see the title and deed of trust must be cleared before any funds are dispersed to prevent timing issues.
Well, they must be recorded.
Recorded. Okay.
Yeah, and the deed and the deed of trust must be recorded. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
North Carolina ad valorem taxes are expressed. We just did that one.
We did that one. Yeah.
We did this as a repeat. This is a repeat.
Oh, okay.
Repeat.
NC residential.
The North Carolina Residential Rental Agreements Act implies a warranty of.
NC residential.
You know what it is,
Rental
Chris?
Agreements Act implies
I
a
do.
warranty of
Warrant of habitability.
habit.
I can't say it, but I know what it means.
So that warranty of habit, I can't say it either, means that the landlord has to provide fit and habitable premises.
Okay.
Habitability, it's a terrible word, and makes the landlord and tenant obligations mutually
Crap, what's the word they use? Mutually.
dependent,
Finding.
mutually. There's a special word there. It's mutually.
Yeah, there's a word that they use. But basically, what it means is it's. Some people think it overly protects the tenant. Some people think it overly protects the landlord. It's designed to be
There's a
mutually.
word there. We'll come back to it,
Holly.
and I will email it to you.
Yep.
Blank eviction by landlords is prohibited in North Carolina.
Um, oh, I know this one. Is this the constructive or is it the
Okay, you're close. Constructive eviction. But you know what? Well, no.
No,
I
that's
would
not
say
what
it
we're
this
talking
way.
about.
no, because that's when the landlord messes up, right?
So self-help eviction is
Okay.
permitted by landlords is prohibited. So they can't take your door off your hinges or turn off the water or the heat or anything. And proper summary ejectment. So we go to court, we ask for a summary ejectment procedure. Constructive eviction is is
Is that the one
when
when the landlord does something right wrong?
yeah,
Okay.
constructive eviction is when the landlord fails to do something
And then it's uninhabitable from there, right?
to provide that fit and habitable. And then after proper notice, the tenant can leave. But remember, huge point here is if the tenant is living there, you always pay rent. Always pay full rent. I don't care if whatever they've done, if you're still living there as a tenant, you must provide full rent. All right. Three more, and we're at the end. Tenant security deposits must be held in a trust account, or the landlord must post a blank equal to the deposit amount.
Is this the bond?
Yep.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And brokers cannot use the bond option.
Mm-hmm.
Bond and bond.
Summary ejectment is the legal term for.
Eviction proceedings?
Mhm. And there is a blank month protected period after tenants engage in. I've got no idea. What does that one say, Chris?
I don't know.
Oh, I know.
Certain
I think it
protected.
purposely was like, oh, let's add another
Oh,
number for
12
him.
months is,
So
is
this
the
is
Okay.
called the retaliatory.
Retaliatory Eviction Act. Yeah, 12
Gotcha.
months.
So if I was your landlord and you got me in trouble because I didn't fix the heat when I was supposed to, for 12 months you're protected from me retaliating and kicking you out.
Gotcha.
And final, Chris, you read it.
Property management agreements must be in blank from
Writing,
inception. There you go, including a definite blank,
start and ending period,
a definite period, but they may automatically what?
renew.
Yes, property management agreements can actually automatically renew.
Now, Chris, this is the first time I filled it out. It's the first time you're seeing it. As a teacher, do you feel we've pretty much gone over all the North Carolina specific stuff? Is there
Oh
anything
gosh,
you
you
can think
didn't.
we missed?
Uh, I mean, it covered a lot of basis.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's pretty comprehensive on the North Carolina side. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think anything else we want to add here? I can't think of anything. So did this help you? Was this a good review?
Yes, it really did. Showing me not only recaps that that I know, but showing me exactly where I'm mixing things up. So it's like, hey, I do know it. I'm just confusing numbers and where they belong. So you guys being able to break that down for me helped a lot. So I appreciate that.
And
Yeah, I
hopefully you
thought
see that. Go ahead,
I thought
Chris.
you did a good job coming up with several of the terms. The numbers seem to be something that you were just a little bit unsure of. So
Mhm.
overall, I thought you did well.
I
I
think so
appreciate it,
too.
Chris.
I think you did great, especially since neither Chris nor I had seen this or really worked this before. And we were stuck on some stuff. So, with that, I'm going to say goodbye.